Hi Tumblr. I'm going to talk about marriage for a minute or two or three. Before I start talking about marriage, let's look at my cat on the couch behind me, bathing himself. Hey Maxie! He's preoccupied right now. But anyway, on the topic of marriage, I'm sure there's some things that most people in my life know about me, and it's that I can't get over Max. You'll never catch me wearing an engagement ring. You will never catch me wearing a white dress. You will never catch me getting married in a traditional fashion. You will never catch me taking my partner's last name. So, delving into these reasons why I personally don't think marriage is for me as a woman, concerning the engagement ring, the amount of money spent on an engagement ring these days is astronomical. It's ridiculous. The money can, in my mind, be put towards much better causes, like food for your cat or something, or anything more useful than a tiny little rock on your finger. Using an engagement ring as a sign of your partner's love for you. A lot of women place emphasis on how much the ring cost their partner, as in the more expensive the ring was, the more worthy he is of her partnership and marriage for the rest of her life or whatever. There's no logic to that. It doesn't make sense, because aren't you supposed to be getting married for love? And if that's the case, why does a more expensive ring indicate more care or value on his part and effort on his part to have, get married to you? It doesn't make sense to me. Furthermore, to me, when a woman is walking around with an engagement ring, it is a sign of ownership. He's not walking around with one traditionally. He's not. She is. It says, I'm taken. Don't touch me. I'm assigned to someone, basically. That's how I view it. Furthermore, where do your diamonds come from? We have to question what it took to get that ring on your finger. We know there are huge problems with diamond mines and extracting diamonds, and the process that they take to get into a jewelry store. I can't justify that. I can't personally justify spending thousands of dollars on a ring, considering the process it took to get on my hand. In a traditional marriage, you'll be walking down the aisle and you'll be wearing a white dress. You will never catch me in a white dress. White dress is a sign of purity. It's a sign of virginity. It's a sign of my worth as a candidate for marriage and my worth as a good spouse. It's an indicator of what will be happening on my wedding night. It's silly. It's very silly to me. And I think a good example of this is my mom, during her first marriage to my biological father, she wore a white dress, and they consequently got divorced, and she remarried. And for her second marriage, she didn't wear a white dress. She wore an off-white dress, because at that point she had already had 2 kids, and the white dress doesn't hold the same symbolism for you decades later because you've been through stuff. It's just really interesting what a white dress means and what it indicates about a woman's status and about her life. In terms of the actual marriage, the expenses are thousands upon thousands upon thousands of dollars from people, wedding gifts, those that are paying for the wedding. It's so expensive. It's so expensive. And I don't understand it. Booking months in ahead, booking a priest, months ahead, booking a hall, months ahead of time, paying for all this, paying for food, paying for a reception. It's so, again, to me, money can just go towards like, I don't know, just better shit, you know? That's just my opinion. Uh, during um, during a wedding, your father gives you away. That's so gross. That's so gross, guys. I can't. Oh, ew. I don't think I need to say anything more about that. Um, just concerning the status of marriage in general. Marriage doesn't stop your partner from cheating on you. Marriage doesn't mean you're not going to break up later on. Um, it's hardly, well, I mean, for a lot of people it is. I mean, what people that are in love do. They love each other, they get married, they have a baby. People that don't know each other very well get married. People that don't even really like each other get married. People that have underlying reasons for their marriage get married. For example, I met a couple a few weeks ago that they've known each other for like a little over a year and a half, and they're married. And they got married for kind of immigration reasons. Um, but they've known each other for, not very long. And their marriage and their union is more recognized in the eyes of the law rather, and seen as more valid than, say, my relationship, which has been going on for like 4.5 years now. Yeah, I have friends that have been dating for almost that long. So just because this random couple is married, there's more in like their relationship is seen as having more integrity and validity than other people's relationships. Taking your partner's last name, not for me. I won't do it. Some people, and I've talked to people about this, some people, they do want to take their partner's last names because they want to dissociate themselves from their families. For example, I talked to one person, she said that her father abused her. So when she got married, she wanted to kind of absolve herself of that relationship with her family. I think that's a totally valid reason for wanting to take your partner's last name. I'm not going to judge you if you want to take your partner's last name. I won't do it. Um, a lot of people will say, oh, it's my way of showing respect for my husband. And I'm like, okay, well, then why can't your husband show respect for you and take your last name? And it's like, what? Because it's not a respect thing. Being it's an being seen as an extension of your husband. So I think that's really problematic. It deprives me of being seen as an autonomous human being. And honestly, I don't like my partner's last name. So, yeah. Um, the change of title before and after marriage, you're Miss before and now you're Mrs. Why does my legal title change upon my marital status? Why does everybody have a right to know about that? They don't, and I don't know why. It's really paternalistic and sexist to deem something like that as normal and relevant in today's society. Um, yeah, I just, marriage makes me feel icky, you know? I don't know. There's a lot of people that do it for really good reasons. There's a lot of people that do non-traditional weddings. They just kind of go to city hall or something, and that's their union. Uh, common law marriage is I think more and more people are doing common law marriage, which is cool. Um, but yeah, traditional marriage, it just makes me want to kind of barf everywhere. I don't like it. Um, the fact that there's so many people that want to prescribe to this dominant heteronormative discourse of marriage, including, gay marriage is a huge issue these days, but it's also seen as a form of conforming to um, this dominant ideology in a heteronormative culture. So we have to be critical of it. I would never tell anybody that no, you shouldn't get married. But I'm just critical of the concept of marriage. I am.